Ah,
I'll count down from 3 and then we'll do a clap.
alright.
3, 2, 1. Good enough. Right. So, you know what? Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. You are so slow.
Am
Doesn't
I?
matter. Yeah,
Oh.
doesn't matter. Right. So, hi everyone. I'm Ryan. This is who cares podcast thing. This is Billy Boy. Finn.
Hi.
I got him into Doctor Who recently, and now we're gonna sit and we're gonna give our opinions on the new episode, Resolution. So, Finley, how did you find Resolution?
Shit. Bad?
Right.
No.
So I've got a list of things on a notepad file. It's quite a long list of things that I didn't like about the episode.
I didn't need a notepad file. I'm just
Right.
angry.
Something I've only just realised: was there an opening title scene?
No, there wasn't.
Because I completely missed that. That was
They,
like that was not present, and that
I
was
think there were opening titles. You mean like
yeah,
the
like
intro?
the intro. Yeah.
No, there wasn't an intro. It started and there were the two archaeologists and they were just kind of like staring at
At the floor.
at a bunch of bones. Yeah. No, they had the no, that's right. They had the whole battle thing.
Yeah.
They had impact text.
You know what? That do you know
They
what
had
with that?
impact text in a BBC like big show.
Right, do you know what my issue with that is? It's like that idea, the idea about the battle and like the 9th century people beating the Dalek is a much better idea than what we fucking got.
Well, that's what I thought the episode was going to be about, but no.
Yeah, no. Right.
Because it showed you in the trailer material, it was like, oh, they were like showing a bunch of the battle stuff, but they were like, none of that in an actual episode.
So like a way, because something I noticed is one when the bones were so well preserved for the archaeological dig,
Yeah,
which for someone who's watched a lot of Time Team, you do not find bones that well.
a perfect skull. That the only issue with it is that the jaw is not on it properly.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know when see the way I could have seen them doing this in the 9th century, like with all the custodians. You know when the first custodian is shot
Yes.
and the people run over and loot his body, they lift up his cloak and don't even grab the thing that is in his hand.
Yeah.
So if they'd taken that, opened it, and then like
Dalek.
all the Dalek came and it did all its shit, and all the custodians worked with the Doctor and like helped defeat it again, that would have been a fucking awesome episode. Like the custodians weren't even used. Like they had descendants, and like they dug a hole, and then
They dug a hole. They went.
they dug a
Yes.
hole, and then they were like, "Oh, it's gone," and then they were never seen again.
Whilst we're on the subject of the descendants, can we talk about the Asian Russian man?
Yes.
The Asian Russian guy that goes, huh?
He just dig like, especially when the custodians are like burying it so it can never be uncovered. They dig like they dig the smallest hole.
Oh yeah, but the thing is with it is that the black lady that was on like the tropical island, that made sense, you know. Obviously, it's a tropical island. It's either going to be a native Indian or a black person, and it was a
Like how
black
your
person.
biggest is that your biggest
But
gripe
there
with
was
this
an
episode?
Asian man in Russia, and he was supposed to be native to Siberia, Russia.
Is that your biggest gripe with this episode?
No, it's not. But that is just the issue I have. It's like so far whilst we're getting into it. That's an issue I want to bring up. Why?
I don't know why.
An
Right.
Asian man in Russia, Siberia, Russia.
So then all this stuff happens, and I mean, all this stuff happens, and the Doctor's like, "Let's go to our 20th New Year's," and suddenly, as soon as she says that, something happens on New Year's in
Yeah.
the present day,
Mm.
and then they just appear in the sewer,
Yeah, it just
and
happened.
and the lady, when she goes up to the wall
Oh
and you've
God.
just got the Dalek, she
I've
decides to poke it.
Wasn't it like so predictable what had happened?
Yes.
I thought at first I was like, oh, the Dalek might have come off and gone somewhere. I was like, wait, no, that's not how Daleks work. And I also thought that Dalek looked like shit when it was on that wall.
Yes, it
That
did.
was absolutely horrible.
It could have been something original. Like if they did something original, it would have been cool.
Imagine if they just had a big octopus that liked to control people.
This episode has such a good space with the
Premise.
custodians, and
Mm.
they just
They
threw
could
it.
fuck it. They
How
didn't even
the- like-
they didn't even need Daleks. They could just went back in time and found puppet master octopuses that like.
Right. That Dalek stuck on that wall is the remnants of the good idea after it was chucked at that wall 600 times. You know them like splat tomato things that you just throw at a wall and
Can we talk
sticks
about
them?
Can we talk about the Dalek jizz that was also on the wall? When she like touches it, and it's like that's not slime. It doesn't look like slime. It's a thick white consistency. And she's just looking at it, and I just
Right. There was a really because the whole thing with Series 11 is it was telling us, not showing us, and that was very present in this episode.
Mm.
Because like
We
especially when
see
the doctor's
something,
like she
We're told
says
what it is.
they
Like-
say where did the Dalek go, and the doctor like it came down here, it slid down this wall and went over there. You could just show the trail of slime instead of saying this trail of slime shows this.
Yeah,
Show us the
true.
slime
you
because
could have
we are
literally
quite
had
smart.
you could have literally had like a shot of the
Of
camera panning down, and that's it. That's all you needed. Not even the doctor
And-
saying anything.
And then, that panning shot could have some important dialogue, or it could have, just something like that could be time spent doing something else in the episode.
Easy way of doing that. Yaz could be looking at the wall, and she could have said, "Where could it have gone?" Camera pans to the slime. So easy to do. Just, oh god, done so wrong.
Right, and then the archaeologists just they see a box appear, a lady walks out and says, "We're putting this under quarantine. Get
and
out."
yeah, she
And
doesn't
she
even
just
show
lets them leave. She doesn't even check them for dark. It's like it's like this thing's disappeared. Maybe it's hijacked a body. I don't know.
I think one of my big issues with that scene, now that I'm thinking about it, why didn't she just put, where the doctor goes into a big, he'll go into a place that's got like government issue sort of stuff there. He'll pull out the little, the ID thing, the thing that messes with your mind to make you think he's something that he's not. The ID patch, I can't remember what it's called at the moment. The invisible thing where it usually shows his alias as John Smith. You know what I'm talking about? I can't remember it at the moment.
Psychic paper.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
He could have just pulled that out.
He.
And just went, sorry. Because he just pulled that out. and been like-
SJW's be mad.
she could just pulled it out and went, I'm the doctor, I need you to leave this place. And then it would have made so much sense for him to leave. But no.
Hi, I'm the doctor. These are my best friends, Ryan, Yaz, and Graham.
Yeah,
What are you four people doing in a box?
yeah. I gotta say, Ryan's dad. I thought he was alright.
I was actually, you know what? I was gonna come on to that next. That's my next point on my list. He just like that like
He just
Graham.
is.
He
Yeah.
he just appears, and Graham opens the door. He's just like, no, and he
He's
shuts the
yeah.
door and sits down.
I
And
thought
it's
that
like
was
this,
good.
that's one of the funniest bits. There were like
Nah.
2 or 3 scenes in this entire thing that actually made me really laugh. That was one of them. But my problem with Whittaker as the Doctor is she has no authority whatsoever. Especially in this episode, it's really present. But like Ryan's dad walks in, he's just like, "You weren't at Grace's wedding."
Yeah,
How
she just
dare
looks
you.
at him. Imagine that with Capaldi.
If
Oh
that was
my God.
Capaldi, that was Capaldi or Eccleston. I mean,
That'd be
maybe
such a good scene, wouldn't it?
that's right. All the other well, I mean, not all the classic Doctors, but especially all the new Who Doctors,
Yeah.
they were funny and they could mess around, but they had
seriousness.
really serious sides. Like,
Except from,
they could flip.
gotta say, except from the first 3 seasons of having from the 11th hour onwards from Matt Smith, like except from like the last 2 seasons that he was in, I just thought he's a bit too silly. Especially when he's
I
trying to
don't
be
think that. I
serious.
think that he is a massive dick. Like, if you look at Victory of the Daleks, like especially with this episode, if you see how Whittaker reacts to the Daleks, she's like, "It's a Dalek."
Ah, it
like-
exists still. Of course, it
Echo-
exists still.
And then you see Eccleston, and he goes against all of his morals, picks up a
Yeah,
gun,
yeah,
and
he was
tries to
gonna
kill it.
yeah. Yeah,
Like the amount of anger the Doctors have against, like for the Daleks.
against the Daleks. Yeah. The issue I had is that I know that I was like, oh, the Daleks aren't their greatest threat. They're their biggest enemy, but they're not their greatest threat. Which was one issue that I had, because I feel like there's bigger threats than the Daleks against the Doctor.
Yeah,
know.
the Pating.
Yes, the Pating, the creature that likes to eat metal and will piss at you, Sully. It's basically
That's how you beat a Dalek. That's how you beat a Dalek.
Dalek.
Chuck a Pating at it.
That'd be beautiful.
Next thing I have on my list of notes is just 2 words: tentacle porn.
Yes.
That
Oh my
scene
god.
in the bathroom reminded me of some questionable images you have sent me over the years.
The editing in that.
Oh, it's just. I mean, at least they're doing something original with the Daleks, because I don't think the Daleks have ever hijacked a body. I don't know about
No,
Big
they
Finish
have.
and stuff, but
I feel like they have. I'm sure they've hijacked someone at least once.
maybe.
Hold on. I'll check. I'll give it a little check. Because I swear there was, because they had the human Dalek hybrid, which weren't.
That's different.
They were a fusion.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was,
swear
Daddy
I'm
said.
certain that they did have a Dalek attach itself to someone.
Yeah, well, Daleks have attacked people outside their shell before. But
Yeah, I know they've
I don't
attacked
think
people
they've
outside- I
ever
know that-
used them as a vessel.
I've got that feeling that it's happened before. Like, I don't think.
Well, I've seen all of
Chibnall.
Classic Who and you haven't, so fuck off.
True. I don't think Chibnall could write something that good.
Right, my list just disappeared.
God.
I need to unlock my phone again.
um,
Now, actually, what I will say is, because we're talking about Ryan's dad, that scene in the cafe,
it was strange.
I really liked it. Like the speech that Ryan gives, and I
Hmm.
feel Tosin Cole really got the chance to show off how good he is as an actor. And you know what? I want to know what else Ryan's dad did, because he was a quality actor as well.
But
No,
the
I
thi-
really came to like him, and we'll get onto the bit at the end, but
yeah, the small issue I have with that
Go-
scene,
yes,
Ryan's face during his monologue, Ryan's face looked strange
You got a
to
problem
me
with
for
face?
some reason. It's just like it looked like it was CG or something, because the lighting wasn't right for what they were trying to show.
To be fair, Tosin Cole has got a pretty weird face. It's like
Mm.
his resting
It-
face. He just like either his jaw or he
His
started.
eyes
No,
divert.
his eyes were like it was, I noticed this especially. Like he stopped his speech and he closed his mouth, and it looked like he just poked his tongue out the side of his cheek like 3 times.
Yeah,
it,
he
was,
did.
it was odd.
Yeah, he did put his tongue against his cheek quite a few times, and after his dad was like trying to talk to him after that big speech. Which is
Next thing
weird.
on my list, it says about the TARDIS. We really got to see the TARDIS this episode.
Mm.
It's a foot like
The-
we hardly saw it. Now I fucking hate this TARDIS. I absolutely hate the console room, and I hate it even more because when what was this? I can't even remember his name. The Indian guy from the Archaeological Dig. When he walked into the TARDIS, we saw the whole thing, and the time rotor was going up and down, and there's like the little poking out bits at the top, and they move up and down with it. It's the most. it's the
We've seen
wor-
that before. We saw that in Demons of Punjab.
Well, I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah,
because it was shit. It made me fall asleep.
We saw that a
It
few
looks
episodes before.
So I hate. I mean, I'll make a video on TARDIS console rooms at some point, but I fucking hate this one.
I'm all right with it. I don't like it. I don't hate it, but it's just it serves its purpose. It looks all right. At least it's not the first iteration of Matt Smith's.
Matt Smith was
Let's-
alright. I mean, the problem I have with
The
Matt Smith's
second,
is
the second one was good,
The
but
one-
it's just the
yeah.
first one.
the problem I have with the one in the 11th hour is the TARDIS
It's
was
just- it just
regenerating.
looks-
It was regenerating itself, and yet it still had bits of a typewriter. With Eccleston and Tennant, you could tell that he built that out of shit he just found. But
Yeah,
with
that's what I liked
Tennant,
about it.
Tennant,
You go from like the built version of the TARDIS to it's kind of made itself this way. My big high-tech box just made itself this way, you know.
you know,
Which
I
is,
still, my favorite TARDIS console room is still McGann's from the TV movie.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I love it.
It is so good looking.
It's gorgeous. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Capaldi's was nice as well.
Yeah.
Also,
Capaldi is a good one.
I do feel that because I rewatched Twice Upon a Time last night, and I just noticed that if the Doctor, straight after he regenerates into a woman, touches a button and crashes his TARDIS, that must be a statement on women drivers.
Hmm.
It can't be anything else.
God. Twice Upon a
noticed-
Time is weird.
Twice Upon yeah, it was weird. Right. What did them tentacles do to that policeman in that car?
I think they killed him. I don't know. I
They
think
definitely
they
killed him.
both of them.
but it just kind of it looked like he was giving her a
It's
blowjob.
kind of like. Right, have you seen the Men in Black? Have you seen Men in Black 2? When the alien, the alien woman who's pregnant gives birth to a tentacle alien, it grabs Agent J and it shakes him around the car, exactly like in that scene.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too familiar with it. I haven't seen the Men in Black
It's a-
movies that often.
Yeah, it's
But
a bit
I've
weird.
just googled it. It's a bit. It's just.
It looks like it. It's weird. It's got better CG.
Guys, if you want to see this, do not type in Men in Black 2 birth scene into Google Images because you will not like what you see.
it's not
right.
not a good idea there.
So I'm pretty sure that the Dalek went to the Black Archive to get its weapon.
Gun.
Why is the Black Archive guarded by one pretty boy from Sheffield? And actually, that's another point.
Pretty boy.
That's another point. Why is everything? Because from the first couple of
In
series,
Sheffield.
series
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and 4, essentially everything happened in London, and everyone complained about it. And then, like through
And now everything's in
Smith-
Sheffield.
yeah, Smith, Capaldi, and Capaldi, they kind of moved away and they didn't spend as much time on Earth. But now they're back. Everything is happening in Sheffield instead of London.
Yeah.
But
Which is strange, isn't it, when you think about it? Because, like, yes, Sheffield, alien distribution centre, everything happens in Sheffield.
and then
What
we'll
is
talk
that?
about we'll move on to the unit thing later on. But even if the Black Archive, I'm assuming it was a Black Archive, even if it was left like unguarded and lost all its funding, the fuck was the Dalek gun like the most deadly weapon in the entire universe kept in a toolbox?
Just
that could be
sitting on a
broken by-
table.
sitting on a table. First thing you see could be broken by a baton.
Yeah.
You just hit it 3 times and it just opens. And there you go. You've got the
God.
most deadly weapon in the entire universe.
She smacked it. She didn't even... Did she even smack it 3 times? She hit it once or twice with, like, the force of a baby
Oh.
trying to break open a Kinder egg.
Well, no.
then she, like-
yeah,
She just, like, kind of lightly taps it and it goes... Ting, and comes off.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I am happy they did something new with the Daleks, even if it was a
Yeah.
bit.
Didn't like the voice modification, though. Didn't really
No.
like that.
Well, the voice modification, especially when it sounded like a Dalek when it wasn't in the shell, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because the shell
It's
is
not
what gives
supposed
it, yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it was Nick Briggs. I'm gonna IMDb it. Because if it was Nick Briggs, he did all right. Okay, next thing on my list, the unit thing with unit
Well, it's
losing
just shut down.
funding. Yeah. I love how they said, when was the last time the world was invaded? This year?
Yeah, like...
You
what?
know, like when Zim Shah invaded. I mean, it wasn't a huge scale invasion. But even then, I don't feel that the government would pull funding for something that has been proven, like, that combats something that is proven to happen. Because there was a Christmas invasion,
Mm.
Dalek invasion. Unit needs to be funded. There is no way that you will ever pull that. It's like how if we learnt loads of stuff about space, they wouldn't just pull NASA's funding.
Yeah, true.
It's anyway. Doctor Who IMDb.
Small issue I've got. Okay, so there was a big invasion. There was a fairly decent invasion, and Wilfred Mott did not angrily shake his fist at the sky. What's happening here?
Miss Wolf. I love Bernard Cribbins. He's national treasure. I think Wilf is my favourite New Who companion behind Donna, or joint with Donna. That just that family is so good. Right, series 11. Let's have a look at the episode list. Yeah, so this has a 5.1 out of 10 as of tonight, straight after it's aired. You know what? Series 11 doesn't look. It hasn't got the greatest ratings, but I think we'll talk about Series 11 either in another podcast or in this. Was it Nick Briggs who did the Daleks? It won't let me look. Oh, fuck it, I'll get it in a minute. Right. Then after that, after it got the Dalek gun, it kind of, they searched the,
It did what Whittaker did in episode 1, where she made her own screwdriver.
Well, that, even the TARDIS did everything the Doctor needed it to. I did like how they left Graham behind and like, Graham, go on an emergency peanut butter run.
Yeah.
But the farmer was called Dinkle.
Sorry, what?
The farmer the Dalek killed was called Dinkle.
He was okay, right then. Well, well then.
Well, yeah,
that is an issue, isn't it?
it is an issue. Now on IMDb, I guess they didn't reveal it. I guess it'll be updated, but there is nothing credited as a Dalek. I'm assuming it's Nick Briggs because he's Nick Briggs. But yeah,
I'm gonna try and check it now. But, yeah.
I'm on IMDb. The Dalek did what the Doctor did with the sonic screwdriver and built a Dalek casing out of just shit.
It was just they tried to parallel the scene to show like. I feel like they tried to parallel the scene to show
But it even looks like the same
the
set. 'Cause
Dalek is
literally,
equal. Yeah, it is.
my mum, when we watch things, she does not talk through like TV. And she literally turned to me and was like, "Why are they draping them things down with the like? Why is all that cloth thing just hanging from the ceiling in a farm?" And I was like, "For suspense." And she was
Yeah.
like, yeah, but they did that in Doomsday. And it was like, well, yeah, but they had a reason to do that because they were refurbishing. It's like, there's no reason for it to be. I'm pretty sure it's the same set that she built her screwdriver in.
Oh fuck me! I didn't realise this. Whittaker was in Attack the Block. She was one of the central characters. Whittaker was in Attack the Block. She was one of the central characters. Fuck me! I didn't realise that. Sorry for the tangent. I was just scrolling through the IMDb.
Right. Where am I? Okay. Then when the Doctor arrives at the farm, she walks over to the dead body, and just remember
and then
this.
Stands there.
No, she stands over it. She can see it's a dead body, and the reason they're there is because okay, this is where the Dalek is. Then she scans it. I was like, yeah, this was definitely a Dalek.
Yeah.
The fuck else would it be? You're in the middle of nowhere on a farm.
She tracks the Dalek. It's like, yeah, that's
There's
a Dalek.
no blood. Daleks don't like. It's just. Oh, why'd you like this? I hate the Sonic. The Sonic has, because it got written out in the Visitation in I think it was 82. It got written out for that exact reason. I'm actually just gonna grab my DVD and check. The Visitation 82, yes, February. Yeah, so the Sonic was written out in the classic show because they didn't want it to be a this thing can do everything. And talking about doing everything, she just uses the Sonic to stop the laser.
Yeah.
The Dalek can't shoot his gun because the Doctor Sonics it.
And I like the little shit puffs of smoke that come out of it.
My favourite uses of the sonic screwdriver was in the 60s, where Patrick Troughton used it to unscrew screws, and in like Carnival of Monsters and Sea Devils, where John Pertwee used it to blow shit up. But I don't know, the Sonic gets too much. And can we just talk about the new Dalek design?
Oh yes, he's lost a little bit of weight in the mid region.
He's lost a lot of weight. I don't understand. Like, there's no way the girl had enough time to build that. There was absolutely no way she had enough time to.
No, because you saw by the time that she started fighting back, they've only just got like the endoskeleton of it just done.
Well, even then, like if you asked anyone who works in a workshop and makes stuff out of metal, they will tell you this stuff takes time. You don't finish it in a day, especially something that big. It's
Fuck me.
Yeah. The design is a bit shit. And then I mean, I can understand. Okay, maybe it's a stretch that they built an exoskeleton. I mean, it's a huge stretch. Then it flies.
Yeah.
Earth doesn't have that technology. I mean, even if the Dalek is really smart, it doesn't have that technology. And later on, the Doctor said, "Oh yeah, it's flying around in a tank made of the remnants of its old thing." And
but it wasn't the Daleks. But it wasn't Dalek hovering beams. It was like
no, it was just
fire.
like rockets.
Yeah, which people are. I know there's a fellow called the Haxby who's trying to make his own Iron Man suit and shit. And that's like, if you want to go look at that, you can see how hard it is to make shit like that to just come off the ground. And keep in mind that Dalek's got to be fucking heavy. So it's like, it ain't coming off the ground.
And especially when you think about especially when you think about that, the TARDIS is a time machine. The Doctor would have got to the farm like a few minutes after the girl started work. Like, it's just.
No, the Doctor decided, fuck it, she's in pain, I'll leave her a second.
I did notice one good thing about the episode: the score was quite good. I did enjoy the
Dalek
score.
theme.
The
Dalek theme was nice. When he finally took over, metal, an electric guitar, beautiful.
Yeah. Is it Akinola, his score? I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Was it? Was that Akinola? I need to find out now. Don't even know. It's not there on IMDb, or at least I can't see it. So then the Dalek flies to a military base thing.
I just thought it flew to a fucking field somewhere. It wasn't like.
Yeah, they were just kind of like they had everything. They had a tank. They had like armored cars, commandos in the middle of nowhere. Even if that was a base, like, they wouldn't just get there that quick.
When the Dalek lands, can we talk about that? When the Dalek lands, my god, is the CGI terrible.
Yes, it happened again when they were at the GCHQ.
Yeah, you see the back shot of the Dalek, and it looks good because it's a physical prop. But then you see it switch to CGI for the front again, and it's just, you know shit's bad when things from 2005 look better. Like,
right. I am gonna say the Daleks were the only thing in CGI that looked good in 2005. Series 1 CGI is crap. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's shit, but it's like
Jar Jar
Binks.
Look at Dalek. Jar Jar Binks looked better than this.
We were in 2018. It's like fucking You got a Dalek from 2005 that was better than your 2018 counterpart.
Yeah,
And they've got the fella that the John Smith fella on YouTube who made like a lot of the shit for it, like the CG. He did a lot of the TARDIS stuff for this series because they've got up on their channel the Time Vortex before they'd even put it to the Who, like the BBC. They'd put it up on their channel, which was quite nice.
Cinematography was good. I feel
Decent. Too many canted shots though.
yes, but especially in the car, like the scenes with the car, they were good.
I think my favourite canted shots were, or like the ones that were needed, is when Graham tells Aaron about the TARDIS, and they look at it and it's sideways. When it's like canted for that, I think that's a good use of those shots.
Right. One more. Another thing about the soldiers, they start shooting at it, and I mean,
It just deflects.
right.
off
It
the
deflects.
down.
Can we just remember this is the Dalek that built stuff that it found on a farm? At best, it's got
Yes,
steel.
it would go through it.
At best, it's got steel, which means it would have been
Yeah.
pierced and it would have been damaged. There is no way that bullets would not have pierced. I don't care if it's a Dalek. It didn't have Dalekanium. It had at most steel.
We are the Daleks. Anything we touch becomes Dalek. It just becomes human-proof. I say Dalek-proof, but no.
And then it gets missiles. The fuck did it get the missiles?
It's Dalek bombs revert into itself and they become missiles. Oh.
Where did it get the missiles? We saw it get the gun.
No.
I
it was in a metal shop. It probably
was-
built a...
Right, there was zero way that if it got it from the back archive, fine. Give us an establishing shot, seeing it pick up the missiles. Don't just have them appear.
Don't just have his bumps revert and see just like really bad.
Maybe
CGI.
you know what? Maybe that farmer was it Farmer Dinkle? Maybe
Farmer Dinkle, yeah.
was a terrorist, and that's why.
Yeah, maybe he was.
Maybe. Then you see two guys in a tank, fire a shell at it, knock it just off course, and just the fear on their face as they're struggling to get out the tank.
And it just explodes.
it just the tank goes. Right, what's next on my list? I did say to my mum, I just turned and said, why can't Graham be the Doctor?
Yes, that'd be nice. Would be nice.
The speeches he gave when
Beautiful.
He was sitting down at the table with Aaron, and when he was standing by the door and he was talking, you do not know what he's been through. It's like family isn't just DNA or a name, it's what you do, and you have done nothing, or you haven't done enough. That was powerful. Whittaker can't give speeches.
No. Oh, and also the fact that Graham almost perfectly described what the TARDIS was. When he enters it for the first time, he's like, yeah, this is like this. But he says it like all mumbled up science terms. It's really good.
I did feel that...
Just have Graham. I want a Graham's spin-off series, please. We did it with Class. Class was trash. Let's just have like a TARDIS team.
No,
It'd be cool.
I did talk about this in the last video I made, but I was saying about how I wished Clara left at the end of Series 8, went and was part of Class, so she was the main character in Class, with the kids. She helped defend Coal Hill. That would give Clara a good send-off. She'd still be around so Moffat could, suck her off a bit. And, we could have a new companion for Series 9 and Clara's not sticking around.
Yeah.
Class was crap.
Class was was really bad.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, big old Hoovian Jack from when you were at Wollaston. Yeah, he was telling me how he loves it so much and how good it is. So I was like, the only good thing about it is the theme. Have you heard the theme?
What? For what?
Class.
Clara?
No, for Class.
Oh, Class? No. I just...
Listen to it now. It is the best thing ever. I love the theme for Class so much. And you know what? I might just... No, I'm gonna sit and stall while you listen to it. So,
Alright,
um,
hold on. What? Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
so
Pull up
the Dalek design was very nice. It was slim, and that was a comment on fat shaming.
Yeah, it lost weight.
It lost weight, and that was good for the fat people. It gave them hope.
If a Dalek can lose weight, you can too.
I'm running out of things to say. Hurry the fuck up and listen to that fucking music. Shit, we've been going for 35 minutes, and we're not even at the end of the episode yet.
Yeah, fucking. I liked that they were gonna give Aaron a sacrifice and then decided not to.
Right. I was on it, like, honestly, that's the first time I felt emotion for Doctor Who in a long fucking time. I liked Aaron. He was my second favorite character in the entire episode behind Graham. I honestly liked him.
Aaron was, yeah, he was well done. I'm
I
gonna listen to the class theme. I've just pulled it up.
Right,
Alright,
listen to it.
Let's hear this.
Suspense.
When it loads.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's loaded.
Oh shit, copyright.
Yeah.
I might cut this bit out. Don't know.
Okay, yeah, that was actually pretty good.
It was a good song. I liked it. The full song's kind of good as well. Anyway, what's next? Right, you know when the Doctor got shot at when they were in GCHQ, and she said,
Yes.
"There's a force field," and she was
That's
standing
just so
in the
they can
door.
have
It's shot,
Whittaker friend of the
and
year.
there was a force field, and then she clearly took like 4 steps forward and stepped out of where the force field
Yeah.
was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not really Whittaker's fault or writing's fault. That's special effects fault, but
I
yeah.
feel like they tried to remake the shot with Eccleston, where
Well, yeah,
Dalek,
but
where I
with-
think
with
in
Eccleston-
Dalek, where
with Eccleston, they had a reason because they had the board thing. What's it called? The
why didn't they
thing,
call Torchwood? Just thought of that.
because
They can't get to unit.
Torchwood isn't a thing. Well, I can't remember the end of Miracle Day, but I'm pretty sure at the end of Miracle Day they were like, "Oh yeah, either 1, I'm going to restart Torchwood, or 2, Torchwood is done forever."
Well, I just feel like if they can't get to unit, surely they can get to Torchwood.
Yeah, Doctor doesn't like Torchwood though. The
True.
friends. It would have given Jack a chance to come back. I mean, there's Big Finish, and there's always
What
going to be a
about-
Big Finish, but
Well,
John
wait,
Barrowman, John Barrowman is getting old. Like he's getting on a bit now. If they want to do
just-
more Captain Jack, they need to do it now. I mean, I know
Now,
people
yeah.
saying that John Barrowman is coming back, or they want him to come back. Personally, I think Jack should stay gone,
Yeah.
but
Face of Bow, it just makes too much sense for the Face of Bow thing to happen, for Jack to stay gone. Because he's... The common consensus is that he is supposed to become the Face of Bow.
right.
So having him gone
Then
just...
then the Dalek was beaten by a microwave oven. Thing.
No, not just any microwave oven, a microwave
The best.
himself helped make the specs for.
I mean,
God.
I wish we could have. I wish we could have seen the Custodians burn the casing of the Dalek.
You did,
Especially-
you did,
and you
you
know
did.
what?
It
The
was a picture
Custodians-
though.
The Custodians, the 9th century people, they had a much harder job because they were going against Dalekanium, not steel.
Yeah, not
And-
just steel.
Which-
Ah,
right, and then overall, I kind of just hate this episode.
I just didn't think it was worth like the hour that I spent watching it.
I was really hoping that Aaron could stay on as a companion. And
Yeah,
replace
that would have
Yaz.
been a good idea, wouldn't it? I also don't like the final words from the Doctor. Where are we going? Everywhere. This doesn't work for me.
And then it had the voiceover and the holding hands.
Yeah. I like
Um,
the transition that they had with the TARDIS being there and going into the time tunnel. They the fella that does the CG had he'd already produced a concept for that a little while ago, where the TARDIS starts off in London, and then it goes through London into the woods, and the trees slowly appear in front of it, which is
cool.
quite good. It goes in like from London to a forest, and it had a really good transition to that, which I quite liked. But that's one of the only good bits of CG I thought were in the episode, just the TARDIS in the time panel. So that was pretty good.
So we've been going 40 minutes. Going on for 40 minutes about this episode. Now we could continue doing this and continue about Series 11, or I could stop this here now and we can do a different Series 11 one and just start new and just talk about Series 11.
I think we should talk about Series 11.
Do it now. This is gonna be a
Yeah.
long ass fucking video. Actually, no, I'm gonna do an outro and I'm gonna keep the recording, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an outro. This has been me, Ryan from Who Cares, and this has been Finn. He doesn't have a place he comes from. He's just here.
Well, hi, I'm Finn. I come from the Pixel Fan. It's a bad YouTube channel. Don't look at it.
I'm gonna link it.
Oh no.
If I can find it. I mean,
Yeah, if you
Finn,
can find it anymore.
I made a joke in my last video. I said that it was gonna be you, me, and Lewis watching these, so it doesn't even matter. So yeah, this has been our opinion, but you know,
Resolution.
yeah, this has been our opinions on Resolution. But who cares? Kill.
Haha.